You were nominated as a warrior and described as a survivor. Tell us a little bit about your story.
So, first of all, I want to say that where I came from, my family, my dad, I was the first one in my family to go to college. Poor community. I knew I was different. I knew that I liked girls from a very young age. So we were from a very small town. It was very much, corn and corn-fed and just combines.
What state?
Football, Ohio.
Ohio.
I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was very shy. To sit here today and talk to you is like very much. I've come through like a whole
It's a new Reenie.
It's a different me. It's a new me. It's just within the past few years after opening up the business, I decided, you know what? In order for me to do this, I have to be unapologetically who I am.
Gotta own it.
I have to own it.
I think most women struggle with different chapters in their life. And you don't really feel like you own a chapter until you really figure out who you are and you own it.
Right.
And so today is to celebrate your ownership.
I'm owning it. It's just it's funny, just these past few years, I'm telling you, I mean, I've come to these crossroads. Like, it would be very hard for me to get out into the community. It would be very hard for me to talk at a very young age.
So did you live in hiding?
Literally in hiding. Like, I barely spoke. When I moved here, I worked in customer service for about 10 years, but I worked on the phones, so that way I didn't have to face anybody. That way I didn't have to look you in the eye and talk to you.
Which is such a shame.
So
I was told before I ever got to meet you that you donate so much of your time to helping other people in the massage business.
Yes.
And become therapist. Why on earth would you train new competition?
Right. Well, I'm a healer. I'm a helper. I mean, I can remember, like, I'm put on earth to help. I am. And regardless of status, regardless of money, regardless of where that gets me, like, if you need help, the first thing I'm going to say, my default is yes, I will help you.
Which we talked about. You got to learn to like control that one, or you'll wear yourself down.
Yeah, I do have to put boundaries. I have my
tattoo. Have to have boundaries. Love the tattoo. Tell us a little bit about the tattoo and the story behind it.
So it says givers have to set limits because takers never do.
And that is a reminder, because you need that reminder, right?
That is a reminder, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of other people.
That's right.
And so that's just been my motto. I mean, that's how I live. I'm a massage therapist. I live that way. Like, I want to take care of other people, but I have to learn to take care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. And that's where it comes with these young folks that are just coming out of school, that I want to help them in the massage world too, because I suffered a nervous breakdown when I was about 19, 20 years old. It was also about, just coming out and just being who I was. And I left school because I had a nervous breakdown.
You left college?
I left college. Had a nervous breakdown. I spent about a couple weeks in a halfway house. They hit me with all kinds of antipsychotic medications.
So were they trying to tell you that you weren't really, you were questioning things, but that's not really who you are?
Right.
Trying to somehow make you straight.
Right. Well, I mean, it had a lot to do with that. Yeah. Had a lot to do with that. And, they labeled me different things, and, I told them, but they never actually really would talk about that. I would talk about it, but they just kind of ignored it.
Which makes it even harder to feel comfortable to talk about it.
Right.
Because if everyone's staying and hiding, you should too somehow?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to working with students, I'm doing an externship with ECPI University, And I just feel like that I want to be a mentor to these folks that are coming out. I want to be an alternative place where they can feel safe and they can be who they are and they can learn their craft and they can and hone their craft, because it's become an industry where it's kind of like you pump out these massage therapists and they go to work and they want to go to work immediately, but they really don't get to
Massage drive-through.
Right. Massage drive-through. And I want to get back to just the art of massage and the healing aspect of massage. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of that the other industries. I'm just saying that,
Well, it's the Walmart of shopping.
right. And I want to get
And you
back-
don't want to be part of that.
I don't want to be part of that.
You want
And I
that
wanna-
personal touch, that communication,
Absolutely.
what their ailments are.
Right.
True therapy.
True therapy, because massage therapy is just not about going and getting a massage. Massage therapy encompasses mind, body, spirit. It encompasses all of that. And I think as a nation, as humans, we've gotten away from that too.
Well, and you're such a giver. For this event, we were supposed to have a person come in and do facials, and last minute, she has an employee that died, and you step in and like, I can bring my masseuse, and he can do massages for everybody. I mean, that's the kind of person you are.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Instantly. Here's my winner who is now a giver during the winning process. I can't even crown you without you giving in the process.
That's who I am.
For someone I've only met, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've known you a long time.
Well, I will tell you, like, I remember when I was very young, I knew that I was going to be a helper and a healer. I didn't know exactly where it was going to be. I just discovered this about 10 years ago, that I really had this skill. But I can remember being on the bus and I had this candy, and people would come in and I would just hand them candy when they got on the school bus. Because I just wanted to give.
Because you just wanted to give. And a lot of people look at, givers as the ultimate, they change the world. It's just the way their heart is. But, to truly be the giver, it's also for us, the
Absolutely.
givers. Because it makes you feel so good to be able to give back.
Absolutely.
It's like the completing of the circle of life. And if everyone did that, I always said if everyone adopted a neighbor, we would have no one in need.
Exactly.
Most people are willing to give, they just don't know how.
Right.
So where would you tell somebody how to reach out and give if they've never done it before?
Well, I mean, I think you just said it. Like, go to your neighbor. There are many people out there that don't know their neighbors. It all starts with, you think about how we talk about the other and how there's just so much of this breakdown of racial lines, sex, gender, just everything that, just think about, like, what would I want this person to do for me? And do that for that person.
And it is true, every single person has a neighbor. How many of them know their names?
Exactly.
And what the struggles are going on right next door.
And you can change the world by just one person at a time.
Most definitely.
Just,
I totally believe that.
You never know, because it's a ripple. It's like the stone in the pond.
The ripple effect, I love that.
The ripple effect. You don't know who you're going to talk to. You don't know who's sitting next to you. And if you're just nice to people and you just, treat them the way that you want to be treated, regardless of what they look like, regardless of if they have green hair, or regardless if they used to be male and now they're female, or regardless if, their partner is the same sex as them. Who cares? We're all people.
Right, we're all people.
Find that commonality and not the differences. And that's just how I roll. That's who I am.
Yep. Love it.
And
love it.
That's...
Who nominated you for Queen for a Day?
Natasha Turner.
Natasha. So what is your relationship with Natasha?
So Natasha and I are in the same... She's a very good friend of mine. I met her about 3 years ago when I joined the networking group BNI. And we've got to become very good friends. And that's how I know Natasha. So we're in the same business circles.
Same little group. So she said you are the ultimate in leadership. I wish I could have seen because you're such an introverted person.
Yes.
To go and do this makeover today and now photo shoot, which we haven't done yet. It's coming. It's gonna be interesting to see that whole transformation. I think today is another chapter, and I'd love to have been able to film when you found out you won.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's truly amazing. Like I told you, like I'm really out of my comfort zone right now. But I have to push forward. I have to push forward and be the leader that I know that I can be in order to be able to mentor Carl, in order to be able to mentor other massage therapists. I have to step out of that role, out of the massage room, out of the closet, out of my shell, and just be who I am in order to be a role model for everybody else.
Well, and I always say you grow the most when you're outside of your comfort zone. It's when it's the most uncomfortable that you really see true growth. Agree?
I agree.
Well, on that note, now it's time to photo shoot. Give me a hug.
Thank you so much.
Welcome and thanks for being one of my queens.
Thank you.